Hello and welcome to another update video about Fantom. So a lot of people have asked for a Fantom FTM update. I understand why, because it obviously is doing some green candles like many other coins as well. I always need to warn not to get too overexcited when you see this stuff. Of course, you know, it could be a signal that the bear market low was in here at around 17 cents, and we certainly see an impulse. But it doesn't mean yet that the bear market low has to be in. Of course, this can be traded and we have an uptrend, but as so often, it will be the next major pullback that will give us a clue. We had a breakout point here. I can't remember actually when we talked about that. I think it might not have been in a public video. It might have just been either on the Signals channel or at the time. It's been quite a while back that I put this line on the chart actually, because it was on the chart when I opened the chart. Or we might have looked at it in a member live stream, but that was certainly a breakout point here. You could connect all these highs, or you could do it like that, but certainly there was a breakout point here, and that has pushed the market now higher. We then had resistance here around 29.6 cents. So if I put that, where were we here? And interestingly, we have broken above it and retested it now from above, and we're continuing higher. So we take a look at what that means in terms of the Elliott waves on the lower time frames, Overall, the view for Fantom is still that we moved up in a wave 1 that was back in October 21, and then we moved in an A wave down, a B wave up, and a C wave down. Remember back in January, December last year, or the year before actually, so end of 2021, beginning of 2022, how hard it was to maintain a bearish stance here when we moved up, because we also briefly did overshoot the ideal target for the B wave, but that is what B waves sometimes do, right? And then in the end we crashed down as forecasted, but even lower than I initially thought. I remember last year, so a year ago basically, we talked about ideally going down sort of in the region like 50 to 80 cents. Obviously it did even break below the 88.7% fib level, but that's now where it's getting interesting, because let me so by the way, this, one second, okay, so we can count this as a 1-2-1-2 setup. So I will add my fibs here, because we just about, like AVAX, avoided to break below this July 21 swing low. So the 88.7% fib level is 54 cents. So that's what we need to break above, in a first instance. That would be a possible sign of strength, and would also mean that we break above this resistance from May 22. That's important. At the moment, if you ask me for my preference, I can very clearly tell you that this here still looks like a wave 4. Like Bitcoin, it could be a wave 4 and we come down once more in a wave 5. That's absolutely possible. It wouldn't be good for the chart, I tell you that as well. However, of course, in the short term, this is an impulse and it can be traded. But just because we have an impulse just doesn't mean a tradable impulse. It doesn't mean the bear market low is in. So we cannot rule out that we will still come down once more lower. The reason is this pattern can easily be counted as an A, B, C. And this C wave can, without a problem, move to the 1.618 fib extension. So we can, without a problem, go to 53 cents, no problem. That would be just about to retest the 88.7% fib level from below. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the 54 cents in this if we extend out this this C wave. Bear in mind, this could also be something more bullish, but we're going to talk about that now. But let's say if it's a C wave, then it's a 5-wave move up, and we could in an extension certainly get to that 1.618 extension. Above that level, it will get slowly unrealistic that it's still an ABC structure, because a C wave would only in very unusual times move above the 1.618 extension. So that would be an important point, like getting above 54 cents. Again, that would also mean we're breaking above the 88.7 fib level, which means when would I be more confident to say the low is in, the bear market low? If we go in 5 waves above the 54 cent level, or if we come down and make a higher low. Basically, we have nearly 5 waves complete here. So even if we don't get to 54 cents, but if we make these 5 waves and find support in 3 and move up higher, Yeah, this is also another possibility. I'm going to show you that in a minute, but don't get me wrong, the low could be in. Yeah, we made a lower low actually here in November like Bitcoin, and the low like Bitcoin, it could be in. We simply don't know it yet. Yeah, and I'm not going to tell you I told you my opinion. I don't think there is substantial evidence that the low is in, but it could be in. Okay, so it's all about, there is no certainty in these markets, but if you understand the rules of market structure, we need to wait for 5 waves up, an impulse up, and 3 waves down, because if we see 5 up alone, it doesn't help. It could just be a C wave. However, if those 5 up go above 54 cents, it makes a C wave very unrealistic, and then we are moving into something more bullish, which would then indicate that this is actually a wave 1, which it could be now, of course, and we come down in a wave 2 and do something like this. So in a more bullish environment, or if this is already the breakout, then we will put these 5 waves to the upside in, and we will come down in a wave 2. Anybody who doesn't know about Elliott wave, it means that in a wave 2 we would normally, depending on how high we really go, we don't know that yet, we should find support between the 50% retracement and the 78.6. Again, if we get to the, let's say, the 54 cent level, it would mean we probably come down into the region between 31 and 35 and 24.5 cent level again, yeah, into that region. If we find support there, then we have a good case to make that, yeah, we have a bear market low in. That will be confirmed if we then break on the way up above the 54 cent level. Yeah, so, but it doesn't mean that you have to wait until you get the last confirmation to trade it. Of course, you can trade, for example, you can scale into the wave 2 support. If you want to open a spot position for the long term, I mean, nothing speaks against opening a spot position for the long term if you if you believe in this project, yeah, because we are still in a bear market, we are still at very attractive prices, and I personally don't really dollar cost average into any altcoins. There are a few exceptions here and there and small quantities, but I'm not going to tell you not to buy, because everybody, some people like Link, some people like Chili, some people like Bitcoin and so on. So for a spot position long term, I mean, these are still attractive prices, and bear in mind this wave can easily extend out to 53, 54 cents. Okay, so hopefully that makes it clear. In the very short term, and there is no difference between is this a wave 1 or a wave C, they are both 5 wave moves. We could count this move, this was the low back in November, we can count this as a wave 1 to the upside, and this here as a wave 2 to the downside, and we could say this was a 3, this was a 4, and we're now moving up in 5. Ideally, I would have liked to see the wave 3 a little bit longer, but it fulfilled the minimum requirements. It was a 5 wave move, and it reached perfectly the 1.618 FIB extension, perfectly. Then we came down in a wave 4, which also fulfilled, I believe, all requirements. So you can see it actually on the chart. We go to the 4-hour chart. It is a 3 wave move to the downside. It's a very corrective looking move down. And 1 second, where is the, here. And we hit perfectly the 38.2 FIB level. So all the requirements fulfilled, right? So let me just think. So yeah, so in all likelihood, we could now assume that we are in a 5th wave. Target for this 5th wave, and this is only the ideal target. Bear in mind, these can always extend out further. Target now reached 61.8% extension, but no evidence that the top is in place. So next resistance is at 42 cents. And then we have a target at 46. And I believe above that level, we have a good chance to get to that sort of region up there around 53, 54 cents. And that's sort of where we are now with Fantom. I mean, likely getting in now, especially with leverage would be risky or more risky because we're just below resistance and we have already had 5 waves. Again, this can still extend further. We can get a series of 1-2s or we can just get sub-waves here. We've seen that now with Bitcoin, Ethereum. Anybody who wants a high probability setup could wait for this wave 2 retracement. Now we're not there yet. This could still go up another 20% before it comes down because we have not seen any signal that this is starting to reverse, right? We are still, if I go to the 4-hour chart on the MACD, this is still pushing higher. Yeah, this is still pushing higher on the MACD. Bullish, continues to be bullish. Here on the RSI, now we start to see a bearish divergence. The price is making higher lows, higher highs, and the RSI is making lower highs, which indicates that we are really getting into a wave 5 here probably, because you typically see these divergences either in the wave 5 or in the wave 5 of 3. So it could also say that this is still maybe a wave 3 extension, but then we are probably also here towards the end of it. But it's still pushing, so let's see how far it goes. And no reversal signal yet, as I said, but bear in mind these resistances come, and we won't be able really to say if this is already the beginning of the bull run or not until we've seen that wave 2 retracement. Okay, and that's my update about Fantom. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.